Hello, superstars. Uriel Ezagu here, mindset development coach and mentor. Um, Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depending on what time you get to see this. Over the months now, we've been taking several series, and looking at topics that really should be of interest to each and every one of us. Bringing value and making impact in order to see people win. Not because you see, information actually determines how much we can win. The information you get determines how your life pans out. So, what we've been doing in this series is bringing information that is really, really transformational to help us get to the next level. So, join me in the next session as we take some incredible journey to really, really see what it takes to be successful. Uriel Eliza, we here once again, your mindset development coach and mentor.
I think it's Pastor Emmanuel. I'm trying to remember his other name, the real estate guy, Olumide, who says very soon they will start doing Jakpada. Now it's Jakpad, then you Jakpada. Bros, when you meet some of those people that Jakpad, if they tell you the real story, you will not Jakpad anywhere. So he said to me, get the book, The Science of Getting Rich, by Wallace D. Wattles. Now listen to me, see, getting rich is a science and is an exact science. Now, what is a science? A science is anything that has fixed principles. It doesn't change. If you're in Lagos and you apply the principle, you get the result. If you're in Abuja, you apply the principle, you get the result. If you're in Canada, you apply the principles, you get the result. It's a science. And it's an exact science. Now, see. So, do you know why most Christians are broke? Do you know why most Christians are broke? No, they are not broke because they pray too much. Don't confuse the story. You say they pray too much. Now, you see, the reason why most Christians are broke is that they know the person of Jesus, but they don't know the principles of Jesus. The person of Jesus will take you to heaven. The principles of Jesus will make you wealthy. So if you know the person of Jesus, heaven is guaranteed, but you might be broke. How many of us knew that Jesus had a friend who died poor? Lazarus. Can you imagine? You're Jesus' friend, but you died poor. Isn't that an irony? No, he said he's his friend. That family is his friend. That family, Jesus. Didn't you hear? Aside from Lazarus, did you hear that Jesus wept over any other person who died? If somebody is not your friend, will you be crying because the person died? Some things are very just simple sense. If you don't know somebody and you just see, my people say, when they carry someone else's corpse, it's like firewood. So would you see somebody that you don't know, they are carrying his corpse and you're crying? Scripture said there that Jesus wept. That means he had a relationship with them. Just simple. All right? Principles are what makes the difference. Now you might want to write this down. Wealth is not created by default. Wealth is governed by laws. Wealth is not created by default. Wealth is governed by laws. If you will learn the laws that govern the creation of wealth and you apply those laws, I don't care where you live. You might live in Morocco. You might live in, aside from Morocco, where else? Where's that place that the Shoki came from? Ajegule. It doesn't matter. If you learn the principles and apply them, you will be wealthy. The principles are no respecter of personalities. Now, let me tell you this. There's a law called the law of gravity. How many of us have heard of the law of gravity? The law of gravity says what? Everything that goes up must do what? Now, there's another law that is called the law of lift. The law of lift is able to break the law of gravity because the law of lift is a higher law than the law of gravity. The law of lift is the reason where that heavy metal called an airplane can take off from the ground, sustain itself in the air for hours and defy the law of gravity. It's called the law of lift. It's a superior law. Aerodynamics. All right? Are we together? Now see, please, which is the tallest building in Lagos? The tallest building. Is it that UBA building?
Maybe say that. No, Crusader is not as high as the UBA.
Sorry?
UBA is taller than Crusader.
Oh, Nitel is the tallest building. Okay, let me ask you a question. If an Ademola Adeshina should somehow, by whatever means, find himself on top of that building and takes a jump from that building, what is going to happen to him? He will do what? Fantastic. So we have established in Lagos that there's a law of gravity. Now we're establishing principles. They don't respect geographical locations. What if a Danjuma Goje who lives in Damaturu finds the tallest building in Damaturu and decides to jump off? What will happen to him? Good. Which is the tallest building in America? Is it the World Trade Center or the Empire State Building? Okay, anyone, sha. Between the Empire, somebody should find it now. Just Google, which is the tallest building in America. Google will tell us. So let's say a Walter Carrington who lives there in New York probably climbs to the top of that building and decides to take a hike. Now, is the law of gravity going to say, well, Mr. Carrington is an American and the Americans are the most powerful nation on the planet? You dare not mess with an American because they're going to come against you with the full force of the American military. Is that what the law of gravity is going to say? Is the law of gravity going to speak for me? No, Mr. Carrington will come down crashing. So we have established that the law of gravity does not respect geographical location. Is the Archbishop Benson Idahosa in his lifetime who says, if you are a lizard in Nigeria and you go to America, you will not become an alligator pepper. You will not become an alligator, you still be a lizard. Wealth is created by laws, not by luck. It's not affected by geographical locations. So number one aim of money, you must learn how to make money. Number one aim, remember we're talking about the 3 M's of money. You must learn how to make money. Every one of us, we know that. Right? When we come out from school, what do our parents tell us? Go to school, study very hard, so that when you come out, you get a good job. How many of us, your parents told you that? How many of us also know that that's the biggest lie they ever told us? Because lots of people are still looking for the good job. The irony is that we're still telling our children the same thing. We know it's false, but we're still telling our children. We know it's false, but we're still telling our children the same lie. To some extent. Okay, I don't know, but to me, I believe it's the. Now, see, if you want to understand anything, go to the foundation of it. The person who founded job, education, as it were in America, he said, his name is John D. Rockefeller. He says, I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. So the school system, education, is actually meant to turn you to a slave. You're actually meant to work for the system that sustains the bourgeois. Now, there are 2 types of education. There's the formal education and there's the self-development, personal education. My mentor, Jim Rohn, says formal education will give you a job. Self-education will make you rich. How many of us know nobody taught me what I'm doing today in any school? It's not taught in any school. At least it's not taught in formal education. I learned it from mentors. It's not taught, from my mentors. That's why you hear me, I'll talk about, make reference to my mentors. Okay? So every one of us knows how to make money. Either you're working at a job, you have a business, whatever you're doing to earn money. All right. Now, the next law of money, the next aim of money, which is difficult, most people don't know this, is how to maintain money. How many of us last year, if you sit down at the beginning of this year, and you check, last year you made over 10 million naira? At least everybody here, at least a minimum of 1 million naira passed through your hands last year. True or true? But at the end of the year, the abundance that comes from wealth, you don't know it. Because the money just filters through your hands. You buy everything. You buy what? Everything. Like the ladies. You buy the, what do people call it again? Bone straight. You buy the blue color, the black color, the red color, the green color, whatever color, all you buy. Right? So lots of people don't know how to maintain money. You can never be wealthy if you cannot maintain money. All right? If you can't maintain money, you can't be wealthy. The third law of money that is very difficult for people is how to multiply money. How to multiply money. So what's the number one law of money? Number one aim of law of money is what? Number two. Number three. Everybody knows number one. Few people know number two and number three. Few people know number two, fewer people know number three. That's why only 1 to 2% of the population are wealthy. It's because of number three. Now, what World Hub has done is, okay, sir, you have gone to work, you have sweated. Please write this down. Never spend from your sweat money. Never spend from your sweat money. The reason why 99% of the population are broke is because they spend their sweat money. Do you remember? He said to who? To Adam, right? It's from the sweat of your brow that you shall eat, right? The sweat money is the money they pay you at the end of the month, your salary. The sweat money is the profit you make from that business. Now, any income that comes from to your hand is the sweat money. Do you know what the Jews do? When money enters the hand of a Jew, that's why they are the wealthiest in the world. They turn that money around 7 times before they spend it. What do we do in Nigeria? Bros. We spend it before it arrives. Immediately you hear that they are going to give you 10 million. You have already spent 15 million. No, you spent 15 million. So when you get money, your salary, whatever it is, take a portion of it and set aside. Never let it be less than 10%. I recommend you read a book called The Richest Man in Babylon by Charles Clenson. The Richest Man in Babylon. Take 10%. Never spend from that 10%, no matter who is dying. I remember we were running an election. I think that was the Abiola Tofa election. And we ran out of money. And we went to one of the wealthiest men in this country. We were in the same party then. I was a PA to one of the top leaders. And the guy said to us, he doesn't have money. I said, why can you say you don't have money? He said, the money I have right now is the money in my strategic reserve. He said, once my money drops to that strategic reserve, I don't bring it out no matter who is dying. He said, the only people for whom I'll bring out that strategic reserve, my wife or my children. Any other person can wait. So put aside 10%. Don't spend it. When you keep that 10% aside, find a system that you can put it in that multiplies it for you. Now, so that's what World Hub does. World Hub has an automated system that is able to trade the foreign exchange market. We are not an investment company. We are not what? We are not an investment company. We are a fintech solution provider within the foreign exchange space. We don't touch your capital. The brokers are the ones who warehouse the funds. So if anything happens to your money, hold up. It's not us. You don't pay your money to us. We don't have access to your capital. We don't touch your capital. We have nothing to do with your capital. Then we have developed an algorithm that is, how many of us you have DSTV here? Have you ever wondered how the signal gets to your house? Have you ever wondered? No, it's an algorithm. AI, we watched it. We've developed an algorithm that connects to your account, and that algorithm can trade your account. You do.
Right, superstars, I sure do hope you got value. You see, one of my mentors, a gentleman by the name of Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn says value makes the difference in results. Value makes the difference in results. The results you get is a function of the value that you create. Now, so I hope you got value. Now, because this series that we're taking is actually from our conference, the World, the Tech and Money Conference. You know, we started going around the country, looking at the dimension, how to fuse technology to our income. We called it Tech and Money Conference, and we had the session. It was amazing. It was mind blowing. It's incredible. We decided to, just let everyone have access to the information that we shared at the Tech and Money Conference Lagos. I'm telling you, it was simply phenomenal, and I'm really sure you got value. Okay, so please, what I need you to do is click the like button, subscribe, hit that subscription bell, subscribe so that whenever we have new information comes up, you're able to get notification. You need to like, you need to drop us a comment. We need the feedback to know if this is adding value to each and every one of us. We need to get that feedback. So please like, drop a comment, and share. All right. The next session is going to be amazing. Ensure that you click the notification button so you get to know once we share the next content. Thank you so much once again. Uriel Ezeagu here. See you on the next session.